LeAnn Pashina, by the way, I love her name. Don't you love the sound of that? Pashina. Did I say it correctly?
You did, and it's so funny because growing up, people would make fun of it. I moved to Florida, and then I have, your name is so musical, LeAnn Pashina.
Yes, yes. Okay, she is our speaker this morning, and she's an author and trainer with a passion for helping people confidently present their message. With over 30 years, not 10, not 20, but 30 years in corporate sales, LeAnn has experienced directly how communication and winning the sale is in all how you say it. She is an expert in sales and communication skills training, including how exceptional communication skills accelerate trust, build an instant rapport, and positively influence decision making, that is. She empowers entrepreneurs and business professionals to create even more success by clarifying the sales conversation. Conversation is key here. Most people are trained to only focus on what they say, not on how they say it. Nonverbal communication is the hidden tool that provides the added edge in your business. So please welcome Ms. Pashina.
Thank you. You know, we do it all the time. You're doing it right now. We just can't stop ourselves. Whether consciously or unconsciously, we are always communicating our thoughts, our ideas, and our feelings. You see, we do this verbally with our words and non-verbally with our body language, with our hand gestures, our facial expressions, our vocal intonation. We just can't stop ourselves from communicating. And what's interesting is most times what we don't say reveals much more than what we actually say. See, when you understand the full depth of communication in your sales presentation, you're going to learn much more, or even receive much more success, because you'll build rapport stronger with your prospect, and your sales will run smoother, and you'll close them faster. So today we're going to cover various aspects of communication, and these are techniques that you can easily apply and experience immediate results. That sounds good now, doesn't it?
Yes.
So the more you understand communication, whether it be the unconscious or the conscious language, you'll experience more success in your sales. So let's start with something that, well, it seems so simple and unimportant, yet it reveals so much about us. So in any situation, the seat you select, whether it be in your sales meeting, your conference meetings, or in a training like this, communicates a lot about you, and it has a direct impact on how you're going to affect those around you. Now, a lot of you came into this room, and I have a feeling maybe you didn't give much thought to which seat you selected. Maybe you walked in and said, "There's Jill today. I haven't seen her for a bit. I'm going to sit next to her." And there Scott sits. Or maybe you're the one that always wants to sit in the front row, and so you strategically made sure you're going to sit in the front because you want to catch everything that speaker has to say. Or perhaps you're the ones that want to sit more in the back because you want to observe, but you don't want to participate. I don't want to be called on, and just in case the speaker isn't any good, you can discreetly sneak out. Hey, I'm going to keep my eye on you too. The seat we select makes a difference, whether you have a reason or maybe, like most of us, we're just happy we got here on time, right? And we just find the first seat that we see and we sit down. We don't realize that the seat we select is going to impact your participation, your interaction, and your influence on those around you. Now, are you aware that there's a learning funnel in a training meeting like this? You aware of that? Our speaker is. Are the rest of you speakers?
We're learning.
You're learning. Do you know that the people here in the front few rows, the front and center, they have a 68% higher participation in the meeting, interaction, and higher level of learning then those in the back, that goes down to 28%. So if you guys want to move, there's some... And what even gets more interesting is, do you know that it matters which side of the room you sit on? Were you aware of that? You see, we have up to 3 times more retention when we receive information on our right side of the brain versus our left. So that means, there you go. So that means those over here on this side of the room, you're going to have an easier time than those over here on the left. Fascinating information that the research shows, all in your seat selection. So then when we move more into sales, well, understanding the psychology of seating selection, this is a technique that you can easily apply, and it'll help you close sales faster. And it's something that you don't have to change your whole style of sales or your process. You just simply consider where you are going to sit with your prospect. So most situations, when we go into an office, we walk into their office and we sit behind their desk. Scott's behind his desk and I'm in front of it. And now we have this big barrier in front of us. See, it creates this security zone. Scott's defending his territory, right? He's like, I'm here in my office. This is my desk. He feels pretty secure and protected. The problem is in this sales conversation, this is like the worst setup we can have when we're trying to persuade him to purchase our products or our services. Because he's in that defensive mode or that competitive. And the conversation will quickly turn to me versus you, us versus them. Because he's protective. And when we're protective, what happens is we're in the state of mind that it's this closed state of mind. And when we're not open, you're not going to be open to what I have to say. Because you're sitting there closed. And boy, if they cross their arms, you're messed up. It's like going out the sideways, right? So today we're going to learn various techniques that you can simply change this situation into one that's competitive, into one that's cooperative. I'm going to be able to open up Scott's mind to what I have to show him and share with him just by moving my seat. Does that sound like a cool technique? Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's even more fascinating, I'll ask this question. Research shows that you have a greater chance of winning sales seated on one side or the other of your prospect. So I always like to ask the question, is it the left or the right? What do you all think?
Right.
The right?
Whatever would be where they're hearing you from the right side based on what you said
See,
previously.
Jill's got that. You're going to close more sales if you sit to the left of your prospect, just by what Jill was indicating, because now I'm speaking into the right side of the brain. We make decisions emotionally and back them up logically. You know, sales is an art and a science. And if where you sit simply is this science of understanding seat selection is going to help you close a sale, well, then we can have fun with the artistic side of sales. And we're all in sales to close them, to help our customers, and to make more money. So just choosing your seat in the right scenario will help you do that. So today we're going to cover all those techniques that you'll be able to change how you sit with your client. And do I have time for a story?
Yes.
Okay, a quick story. So understanding these techniques, I sell furniture to businesses, and I needed to meet with this new client, and he was an architect. And if some of you know architects, sometimes they're very full of themselves because they know their product so well. And I got to the office before him, so they put me into this small conference room. And so strategically, I thought, well, he's going to sit at the head of the table, so I planted my stuff here, so I'm sitting to his left, and I have this nice cooperative seating arrangement. Well, when he came in, it changed. So now all of a sudden I got to change with the flow. He goes, oh, I can't sit there because I have my computer, I need the outlet. So now all of a sudden he's sitting across from me in this defensive situation, which I don't like at all. Now what do? You know, what would be so much easier, Ted, is if I come around to that side of the table, because now I can see your computer easily, you can see my presentation easily, and it'll go so much easier. And that's what I did. $120,000 later, I closed the sale because of the rapport, because it was open. These are the type of simple techniques that you can do in your sales presentations so that instead of playing that numbers game of sales, You can now start closing more sales, closing them faster, and building these strong relationships. You know, before today, you probably didn't give much thought about which seat you're going to select. After today, you know it can make a great impact on your success. Whether your goal is to close more sales, or maybe lead a meeting, or teach others in a training, or simply to have a great conversation. And then it will have impact on what you say and how you say it. And you'll learn how to sit your way to success.